Yeah, so I think the space, it's really interesting seeing what happened here. Over the past 2 years, it feels like, especially within the Ethereum ecosystem, uh, in 2020, Vitalik was like, "We're doing the roll up thing. We're going. This is the path forward. This is how we're going to scale it." And then the dominant narrative for how we were actually going to like solve the fragmentation problem for Ethereum almost looked like tying all these rollups back together. This primarily came under the like narrative of shared sequencers, which really is just like, in many ways, it's kind of tying these independent things that were intentionally decoupled from one another so that they could scale horizontally. Like that's how we scaled the internet. Like we run millions and millions of computers just next to one another. They don't have to think about one another. They can just like do compute on their own. And over the past, like 2 years here, this shared sequencing narrative got like pretty hot, but like basically no progress has been made on this. The top companies that were driving this forward have kind of like pivoted on this since then. So I think it's very clear at this point, we're never going to solve fragmentation, and fragmentation is actually good because it means we're scaling horizontally, just like we did in the internet. And so the real solution here will come from just making it so that users don't have to think about fragmentation. And that's really the design paradigm that we're like building with at Omni.
Yeah, maybe you partially answered on the questions, but I want to have a clear answer. Why Omni? Why you're involved in Omni? Why this type of projects?
Yeah.
And what is the mission of Omni Network?
Yeah, I mean, so fundamentally, I care about empowering people across the world with more freedoms, specifically financial freedoms. There's so many people, like literally billions of people, that are forced to hold currencies that evaporate 20 to 30% every year, sometimes like much more than that. And so I think it's just like net really good for humanity if we let people use more neutral money. So that's like that's the reason behind like why I do everything that I do. Why specifically Omni at this point in time? It's because we made a lot of progress, and we can actually, at this point, most transactions are nearly free and instantaneous. Like we've made like pretty substantial progress on that. We were very far from that just a few years ago. The problem now is it's like way too technically complex to use. You have to think about just all these like technical things that are in the weeds. Like I said, like gas tokens, maybe wrapped assets, bridging different chains. Like it's just way too complex for the like average person who needs this stuff the most to be able to actually use it. And so that's why we're building Omni. It's because there's a clear missing layer here in the like protocol stack for the Internet of Value that just makes it easier to work across the on-chain economy.
Yeah, we also see the tendency, I wouldn't say a strong tendency, I'm not an expert, but yeah, we see the tendency that asset management firms are about target crypto infrastructure, not coins. And what opportunities do you see in the crypto infrastructure that are attracting asset management firms?
Yeah, I think right now the space is questioning for a while, the FAT protocol thesis was kind of the main reason that people were investing in L1s. I think a lot of people are questioning that now. I think Ethereum really, people have looked at Ethereum as like, what happened here? The business model broke. But I actually think it's really just like the canary in the coal mine. Like this is what's going to happen to all L1 blockchains. The fees are going to move closer to the applications, and it's going to be captured less by the like L1 blockchains themselves. So I think the space is going through this kind of like disorientation right now because so much money was allocated to like L1 blockchains. What I think people are realizing is that, in a way very similar to just like all other business types, is that what really matters is the customer relationship. So the closer you are to owning the actual customer relationship, the more money you're going to be able to make because you can just charge more fees. That's just like how it works in business historically. And that's also going to be how it works in crypto, which is good because now VCs are saying that it is rational to invest in applications, which we all need. We all know that we need more use cases in the crypto industry. And it's good because VCs are like, oh, I might actually make money if I invest in applications now. So it's good to like rationally allocate capital more to the application layer. If we're talking specifically infrastructure for asset management firms, I think it's related to that. So it's like what networks or infrastructure are handling user order flow. And that's how we think about it at Omni. Like our like business like KPIs, how we think about is just order flow. How much order flow is the network processing at large? And any infrastructure project focused on that, I think I'm personally very bullish on for the years to come here.